Hey everybody, it's Jen. I'm going to do a tutorial showing you what I use in my project pan to get my makeup items used up, and just so that I can actually physically use the products that I have in my project pan. So currently I'm working on a Project 50 pan. If I remember, I will link that down below. Otherwise, just please check out my channel for that. There is a lot of items to see. I'm going to start off by priming my eyes, and I'm going to use my little sample here from Urban Decay, and this is an original. And I'm going to blend that all the way from the lid to the eyebrow. The next item I'm going to use is from my Pan That Palette Challenge, and it is the Star-Studded palette from Kat Von D. And I have it all open here, and I'm actually going to go in with the shade, I think it's called Moz, and it's just down here. I'm going to use my EB13 brush, and I'm just going to take Moz from the Star-Studded palette and run that in my crease to lay down some powdery product for blending later. The next item I'm going to use is from my Let's Get Loose challenge. There are so many challenges going on right now. And it is one of my little sample pigments from MAC, and it's in the shade Vanilla. And this is kind of a spoiler, but I really don't have much left at all. So it's just basically what's sticking on the edges. I'm just going to take a brush and apply that to right underneath my brow. Now this highlight, like this, the reason I'm using it like this is because it does have a sort of a goldish pearlescent undertone, I guess, or effect to it, which is really nice on the brow bone, especially because I don't really like too white of a highlight there. I like it to be more of a golden, champagne-y, off-white shimmer. And this does give that, but it's just almost, it's almost a little bit too deep. Like when I think about Vanilla, I don't think this shade, so maybe I'm just not packing it on enough, but I'm just using what I have here. I think this is pretty much going to be the last use, and I'll be finished with this one, so that's kind of awesome.
Sorry for the spoiler, but I'm excited about that.
The next thing I'm going to use is not in any of my project pans. It was in my last Project 20 pan from November 13 to the end of 2014.
Yeah, November 13 of 2014 to the end of 2014. Blah.
Anyways, it's my little quad, and I'm going to use the shade Headliner. I've actually kind of broken it up a bit because there's like next to nothing left in there. So I'm just kind of making it a powder so it's a little easier to use. And I'm just going to run that between Vanilla and Moz just to sort of bring those two shades together. I mean, they're pretty neutral anyways, but I really just want to smoke everything out and make it all blended nicely.
You think it would be easier for someone like me to go through eyeshadows a lot more frequently because I do use like anywhere from 4 to 7 shades in every look, but it really isn't that easy. Like I'm really shocked at how long it actually takes to use up eyeshadow.
So the next item I'm going to use is my color tattoo in Pomegranate Punk, and it looks like that. I have gotten some use out of this actually, and I'm gonna say I don't love these. They're not bad. I mean, they're okay if you're just kind of wanting to throw on a color, but I'm finding I'm not into colored bases. So I probably will not repurchase any of these color tattoos, unfortunately, because I mean, they're really great, but they last forever. Like if they were half the size, it might make sense, but there's just so much product in here, and someone like me who doesn't use them every day, they're just going to go bad quickly. So anyways, I'm just going to throw that right on the outside part of the lid. And I just take that with a cream brush from Avon. You can put that on with your fingers or whatever you like. So the next thing I want to do is take some Heritage Rouge pigment, and I've poured some in the top of this lid. So I'm basically, now this is odd and I don't recommend that you do this, but I'm actually going to apply this on the lid and everything with a blending brush. I would suggest you do this with a lay down brush if you're going to be trying to do this tutorial, something with a larger flat sort of bristle. I'm going to tap this down. So this is where the lay down comes in. You want to just lay the product down on top of that color tattoo, and then basically you want to blend all that out. So this is an extremely large blending brush. I definitely don't recommend you guys using this same brush as me. I do love this blending brush, but it's not a lay down brush and it's not meant for laying down product. So, I mean, use what you want. I'm just saying. But yeah, so just make sure that that is blended really good into the crease and kind of pulling it across the top. So I keep my eye open a little bit, and then I'm just going to bring that across, making my lid look even bigger. And I want to smoke this out a lot. So this blending process takes time, so be patient with it. If you're trying this look, just kind of move the brush around in areas and just try and use the product that's on your lid. You don't necessarily need to keep applying, because this pigment, I'm telling you, this pigment lasts forever. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's great and it's beautiful, but wow, like this has, it has like lasting power or staying power, and it, like whatever I put on here lasted me this entire lid area. So that's a lot of product. All right, so I know this is looking so crazy right now. Just bear with me. We're gonna get somewhere. I'm going to use my Sephora eye makeup remover. I don't want to like show you guys and ruin every single thing as where I'm at on my products. So I'm just gonna take a bit on a cotton pad, and I'm going to clean up any excess that fell underneath my eyes. So next I'm going to take a little bit more of the mauve color, and I'm just going to run that over the top of both sides just to blend out, especially in the inner corner. I just really want to lighten that up, because with that blending brush, which is actually the same one that I'm using here, it's the EB13 from Sedona Lace, which I love this blending brush. It's so big and so full of bristles that it's great for like blending. It's great for concealer. Anyways, yeah, so I just want to blend that out a little bit so that it doesn't look so totally crazy. We are going to add something there later, but let's move on to the outer corner. So I'm going to take the Sephora eyeshadow in Burgundy Gem, and this is the deep purple one that I plan on using pretty much all the time in my outer corner. And I'm going to take that on a, what is this called? Contour brush from e.l.f., which I love for the outer corner. I actually use my 407 brush from Sedona Lace now, which is amazing, and I don't know what I did before that except for using this, but I mean, it's like 14 times better than using this. But I am going to use this for this like specific eyeshadow. And that's just going to go right in the outer corner, following the line where I had cleaned up underneath my eye. And so I'm basically going to follow that and then go right into the crease on top. And I just want to deepen up the outer corner. So I am going to add a teeny tiny bit of orange to the crease area. I don't normally do this when I do this type of look, but I'm just trying to use up a little bit more of my shades, and this is one of my very favorite shades from the Star Studded palette. So I'm going to use just a little because I just absolutely love this. This is probably one of the only two eyeshadows that I like, and it's this one right here. So I'm just going to take a very lovely blending brush from Sedona Lace and just tap that so lightly in there, and I'm just going to lightly drag it just across in the outer corner and pulling toward the center. And all that's going to do is just warm it up ever so lightly. The next eyeshadow I want to use is a pigment, and it's a sample pigment from MAC in the shade Naked. And it's a stunning, stunning pigment. So what I'm going to do is just take the Naked pigment, and I'm going to use just a lay down brush. Any lay down brush will do. And I'm going to apply that to the inner portion of the lid where it is bare. And then I'm going to pull it back to blend in with Heritage Rouge. Now, as you can see, it really brightens up the eye. Just brings a lot of attention to this area, and it just nicely descends, or I guess crescendos out to like some big color, if you want to say that. But it basically just goes from extremely light and fleshy toned, or champagne depending on your skin tone, and it goes all the way out into a really beautiful deep shade. And you can do black in the outer corner too for some more drama, but I'm good with this right now because it's pretty much just the colors in my project pan. And I've just been loving this look, and I'm getting a lot of use of my project pan items. So there is a lot of eyeshadow going on here. It might be too much for a lot of people, but I love experimenting with eyeshadow. If this is too much for you, definitely bring the champagne color out more and just keep it Heritage Rouge in the outer corner. You can use whatever you want. Basically, I'm just showing you what I do to get through some of my products. I'm not kind of preaching on how to do stuff, but I basically just want to share with you some of the things that I've been doing to get through some of my items, and I've been really, really enjoying it. So I hope that this is informative for you guys. I still have lots to share, so I'm just going to continue without blabbing anymore. I'm going to use my gel liner from MAC, my Black Track Fluid line, and I'm going to use my small angled brush from e.l.f. So I'm going to take that kind of thick. I'm going to try and put a little bit of a thick wing on there. So now for mascara, I'm going to go in with my Dior Show Maximizer, which is the lash primer first, and then the Bobbi Brown Everything Mascara. So let's do the Dior Show Lash Primer. I'm not going to curl my lashes, although that probably would be a good idea, but I'm just going to go ahead and layer this on. I actually really, really like this stuff. And I wish it was like just a black mascara actually, because it like layers and coats really nicely. Now I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown Everything Mascara. Just want to get started in kind of filling in my eyebrows with some, well, not filling in, but gelling them in place. So I'm going to use my Bellavance lash conditioner, and like literally this stuff is not dying. It's taking forever to go through. This was in my Project 20 pan, and I thought for sure I was going to go through it in the last couple weeks, and it's still going, and that's been like a month later, I guess, like since my second, like whatever. Before I finished my project pan, I gave it 2 weeks, and it's been a month since that, and it's still going, so that's crazy. But it sure lasts, that's for sure. So now I want to work on face, and I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna go full force with it. The next item I'm going to use is my Skin Refine Zone, and it is a Prep and Prime collection item through MAC. And basically what this does is it fills in your pores and minimizes your pores as you're wearing it. So I am just going to take a stipple brush and take a bit of that and put that all over the top of my nose and around the sides of my nose, just to fill in any pores that I have there, because I have extremely large pores on my face. So after I've let this sit for about a minute or two, I'm going to put my Match Master foundation on from MAC, and I'm really only going to use a tiny little dot of it because I am not trying to pan this item, and this is really for project or items that I'm panning. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this product, and this is in the shade 2.0, which is amazing, and I'm just going to lightly stipple this on my face and then like blend it out. And I'm just doing this so that I can get a little bit of coverage. It's a full coverage foundation, so you don't need a lot at all.
So I totally love this stuff. I mean, it has nothing to do with my project pan, but I just love this stuff so much. I'm so sorry.
Now I want to use concealer, and I'm going to go in with MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20, and I have it in a little bottle right here. I just fill it up when I need to, and I take it out of this. And I'm going to use this big flat paddle brush, and I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes that way. So I'm just going to take a bit on the tip of that and go right underneath my eyes. So now I'm going to set that, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. High Definition Powder, and this is in both my Project 50 pan and my Let's Get Loose project or challenge, and that was from Kristen Marie. Please check out her channel. I'll put her name somewhere in here, and if I remember, I will put one of her videos or her Let's Get Loose intro into my description box, so check that out. I still have a fair amount of this product left. It takes forever to use up, but it seems that I have used a little bit of it anyway, so that's really nice. I'm just going to take a bit of that on the tip of this brush and lightly just kind of tap it underneath. I like to close my eyes because it kicks up a lot of dust. Now what I want to do is use my foundation powder, and this is the Fit Me, what is it called? Fit Me. So next I'm going to use my Fit Me pressed powder in the shade 320 Honey Beige, and it looks like this, and there isn't a whole lot left. As you can see, there are rings in there. They're very prominent. I've had this for quite a while, but I just want to get it kind of used up. This shade is quite a bit darker than my skin tone right now, but I actually like how the color comes out, even though it doesn't quite match my neck that much. But yeah, I actually really like it, and I can just run the brush down my neck if I really want to go crazy. But yeah, now I'm going to contour. And I will be using this trusty Charlotte Ronson palette. Haha. Don't love this palette if you haven't seen any of my other videos. I'm not in love with it and I just want it out of my collection. So I will use the bronzer right now to try to enhance my cheekbones. It's just a really warm, really like orangey brown, and I don't love this, but you know, one day it will be out of my collection and it will be okay. Next, I'm going to use this blush right here. I was going to use one of the other ones I have, but I want to pan this too, so I'm going to use this. I really should just put one blush in my Project 50 pan. I am nuts, I tell you. So I'm going to take that and tap off the excess, and I'm just going to press that into the back area of the cheek and then blend it out. So last but not least, for the full face dealy, I want to highlight, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in Moonlight Gems, and I'm going to use a angled brush or angled foundation brush from e.l.f. So I'm just going to apply that from the back of the, sort of by the eye temple area, and pull it forward, and then I'm going to slightly go up in a little bit of a C formation. Next, I want to go on the Cupid's bow. And a little bit on the tip of the nose here. Back to the eyes, I don't really want to do too much more. There's a lot going on and that's really great and everything, but what I don't really like to put anything underneath my eyes on the regular, but I guess I want to because I'm trying to use the products. So I'm going to use this little, what is it called? Copper Paradise retractable pencil from Avon. And I really don't have that much of it left, so I just want to try and use it up a bit. And I'm just going to lightly run that close to the lash line, just a little, because I do like the clean under eye area. I feel like it just pulls my face up more and makes me look more slender. So that's why I like to leave nothing under my eyes. Plus I tear all the time whenever there's product there. So I'm just going to place that very little underneath the bottom lash line. And that's it for eyes. I don't want to do any more except for maybe add a little bit of mascara there, but I'll probably forget because I always do. And now I want to move on to lips, and I'm going to use reds today. I would normally go neutral because this is a lot going on, but I'm just staying home today, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a red. Okay, so I'm going to use NYX Retractable Lip Liner, and this is just in the shade Red. And then I'm going to use the Urban Decay Super Saturated High Gloss Lip Color in Theodora. So that's basically it. I'm going to use one more product, which is a little crazy, but it is another red shade, and this one is in the shade Absolute Red, and it is a NYX Extreme Lip Cream gloss. I guess it's a gloss. It's really, really pigmented. So that is it. I am totally done using like a ton of my products. I'm going to actually count how many I have here, and then I'll let you guys know right away. 20 items, you guys. I am so excited. That was a lot of items to use, and I'm really happy. I pretty much like how the look turned out, but I have a lot of stuff I wouldn't repurchase. But I'll talk to you guys about that in my update. So anyways, that's pretty much it for what I do to get ready using my Project 50 pan items and my Let's Get Loose challenge for pigments and loose powders. And again, I will link all that stuff below. If I remember, I will try to add Kristen Marie's Let's Get Loose challenge in there. I'll also try to add, I didn't include this in my 20 because it's not in my Project 50 pan, but I guess if you want to include that, that would be 21 items. So I will also try to include Amber F's Pan That Palette Challenge for 2015. And yeah, I will add my Project 50 pan down below as well if I remember. I want to say that because I almost like 90% forget. So I'm sorry. But if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye!